What do you think it would cost? And I know you've addressed this on the Locked On Browns podcast. What do you think it would cost to go from 2-1 to ensure? And heck, if the Titans want Cam Ward, they probably aren't going to do it. But what are you
Yeah.
looking at to move up a spot to get your guy?
Well, what's interesting, like a development on this from today, at least, while we're having this conversation, like the Titans missed out on Sam Darnold. They missed out on some of these other quarterbacks. Justin Fields has gone elsewhere. Sounds like Aaron Rodgers might end up in Pittsburgh. But so there's all these different things that are sort of playing out. But if the Titans miss out on most of the top quarterbacks in the veteran market, that would sort of suggest like they're okay taking Cam Ward at 1. And then, like you said, maybe it's a non-factor and the Browns don't even have a chance to get Cam Ward potentially. But yeah, I tossed this around on the Locked On Browns podcast. I got some blowback because people were like, there's no way they're going to have to give up a first next year. I just try to remind people, like, they try to use those trade charts where it gives you like the value of what each pick is. And I understand where it's easy to just say like, well, a third and a fourth rounder, plus you swap first this year, like that gets it done. But you forget that sometimes there's bidding wars and sometimes there's other teams that are trying to trade up. And so sometimes you have to up the ante. I don't think the Browns would have to include next year's first to get up to 1 and move up 1 spot. Now, we don't have any precedent of a team going from 2-1 to sort of prove that to us. But, I don't think they would have to do that, but it could be an option if things really get out of hand in a bidding war. Now, this year's a down quarterback class, so maybe the value isn't there where anyone's going to be like really rushing to get up there to get a guy. So maybe it doesn't, but I would still say it probably is going to cost you, obviously, swapping first rounders this year. I would guess the Titans would want that second rounder included. That's almost a first rounder, the 33rd pick overall. And then probably like a day 2 pick next year, like a third rounder. Or if you want to throw a third rounder in this year, I guess you could. But I feel like the Browns are probably going to covet those picks this year because they know if they get their quarterback, they also want to sort of bolster this roster in some other areas as well. So I would think something like that gets it done. I really don't think it would cost next year's first, but I just threw that out there as like a possibility because you never know how these draft trades end up, these draft pick trades end up. And frankly, teams always overpay exponentially when it comes to trading up to get a quarterback in the NFL draft.
Yeah, quarterback, look at it. Hey, Browns fans understand that. We haven't had a quarterback, we had Baker Mayfield for 1 year, and that was about it.